Hello P6, it's time for us to think about Wednesday's numeracy lesson. For today I'd like you to begin with a speed tables warm-up. You've completed these before, so have a go at filling in the answers to your multiplication tables. If you get stuck, there is a multiplication tables fact sheet there for you to download, but do try to complete as much of it as you can without needing to use it. Our main activity today is all about fractions of an amount. Let's begin by going back over what we were doing last week. Last week we were thinking about how to find a fraction of an amount. How do I find 1/2 of 18? Well, as we learnt last week, fractions are all about dividing. And when I'm dividing by the number on the bottom of the fraction, the denominator. So if 1/2 has a 1 as a numerator and a 2 as the denominator, 1/2 simply means I divide by the number on the bottom. So I take my 18, I divide it by the denominator. What's 18 divided by 2? Yep, 2 goes into 18 9 times. So if I wanted to know what half of 18 is, I divide the 18 by 2 and I get the answer 9. What's 1/6 of 42? Well, take your 42. Divide it by the number on the bottom of the fraction. So 42 divided by 6. Think about your 6 times table, counting sixes until you get to 42. 42 divided by 6, yep, it's 7. So 1/6 of 42 would be 7. What about 1/9 of 90? So take your 90, divide it by the number on the bottom of the fraction. What's 90 divided by 9? Yep, it's going to be 10. So to find a fraction of an amount, we divide by the denominator, the number that's on the bottom. Now, for your first activity today, you are going to begin with your starter activity to download. And it looks a bit like this. Now, your first question says, find the difference between 1/5 of 30 and 1/8 of 72. This is an example we're going to do together. So this is just like the work you've got on your page. So if I wanted to find 1/5 of 30, well, I'm going to do 30. I'm going to divide it by 5. How many 5s go into 30? 6. So 1/5 of 30 is going to be 6. What's 1/8 of 72? Take your 72, go and divide it by the number on the bottom, which is 8. What's 72 divided by 8? 72 divided by 8 is, yeah, it's 9. Now, we don't stop there because the question says, find the difference. Now, find the difference is always a takeaway sum. And in a takeaway sum, if I'm finding the difference, I need to start off with the larger number. So which is larger, 6 or 9? Yeah, it's 9. Take away 6, the smaller number. What's 9 take away 6? 3. So the difference between 1/5 of 30 and 1/8 of 72 is 3. So for your first challenge today, P6, task A, download it from the website and you're going to set your work out like that, okay? That's what part A is going to look like. Now, up until this point, all the questions that we have done have had a 1 as a numerator. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. But what if the numerator isn't 1? Well, if the numerator isn't 1, then not only am I going to be doing some dividing, I'm also going to be doing some multiplying. We start off in the same way. If I want to find 3/4 of 20, I start off by dividing. So I'm going to take the 20, I'm going to divide it by 4. 20 divided by 4, I already know is 5. But I don't want to just have one of those 4 parts. I want to have 3 of the 4 parts. So what I need to do now is take my answer. And instead of dividing, I now need to multiply my answer by the numerator. 5 times 3 is 15. So if there were 20 sweets and they were split into 4 groups, there would be 5 sweets in every group. If I had 3 of the 4 groups, 3/4 of the sweets, I take my answer and multiply it by the numerator. 5 times 3 is 15. What about this one, P6? 2/5 of 35. So again, start by dividing. So take your 35, divide it by the number on the bottom of the fraction. What's 35 divided by 5? Yep, that's 7. Take your 7, now multiply it by your numerator. 7 times 2 is 14. So 2/5 of 35 would be 14. Let's have a go at these ones. 3/8 of 88. So take your 88, divide it by the number on the bottom. 88 divided by 8 is 11. Take your answer, multiply it by the numerator. What's 11 times 3? Yeah, 33. So 3/8 of 88 is 33. What about 4/7 of 70? So take your 70, divide it by the denominator. What's 70 divided by 7? Yep, that's going to be 10. Take your answer, multiply it by the numerator. 10 times 4 is, yep, that's going to be 40. Last one for now, 3/5 of 15. So take your 15, divide it by the denominator. How many 5s go into 15? Yep, goes in 3 times. Take your answer, multiply it by the numerator. 3 times 3, P6 is, yep, it's 9. So P6, for your main activity today, for task B, I want you to download one of 2 activities. There's one that's a little bit easier than the other. It's up to you to choose which one you want to do today. But there are 2 separate activities for you to choose from, and go and have a really good go at those activities. Now, when you get that done, for your final activity for today, you've been given some word problems. And in the word problems at the bottom of your page, I would love you to have a really good go at those. But the thing is, P6, you need to read the question oh so carefully, okay? So read it as carefully as you can. So once you've got all of that done, don't forget, have a go at today's reasoning challenge. And if you've got any time left, also please, P6, have a look at Prodigy for today. For today, you will find when you log into Prodigy that there will be some extra questions using time, which is what we've been looking at for the last few days. So there'll be some extra time questions for you to have a go at today as well. If you find any of today's work hard, P6, rewind the video back, go and watch it again. But remember, we divide by the denominator, the number on the bottom of the fraction. And if the number on the top is not a 1, then multiply by the number that's the numerator. Good luck.